Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Expanding Beyond the Seekers podcast. Today's episode is episode number 6, and we are here as usual with Peter, the mysterious man.
Hey, this man. I'm get mysterious. Yes, I'm Obi Wan before me.
This one, today they have changed your name. Your name is the mysterious man.
No, please. I'll probably do all kinds of things mysterious and help out for me. Anyway,
Anyway, so I think in our previous episode we did touch on feminine and masculine energy. I think that was our last episode, and we also touched on the
mm,
acorns and the extraterrestrials normally is in no. Now today we
yeah,
want to touch on a subject that I think when it comes to this kind of knowledge in our country, once we start sharing this kind of knowledge, that's the first thing that comes into most individuals' mind, which is so idea
okay.
is mmoa bɛn paa na ɛde bɛboa yɛ kuro no. What is this knowledge going what is
Yeah,
this knowledge
yeah.
going
I'm
to
like
add to our country's problems? Dear paa na ɛde bɛbrɛ.
development.
So I want to ask this
So,
question today. What is this knowledge actually
yeah.
going to help in terms of our country?
Oh, and they're very much very um the bit or the most immediate one no, is the mindset, right? How people think, how people view yes need to be, the best said all tiny don't go jealousy, near corner and that lower vibrations, will start to eliminate, right? So other people will say, how is it going to help us? Or how is it going to benefit the development of the country? And they kind of ask the question in a form of, why don't you go in and go and learn about technology or something? Now, one man, I don't know, the cars or whatever they wanted to come here. And like, to even start a civilization, right? Or for a country to be developed, it need to start from the mindset, I when you carry through already the if every each individual have a problem with the mind, or when I say the mind, or we have problem with how we view our neighbors, our relative to be. Or the coffee for machines you say, hey, for brother, for be, onyonku bibidi, obese, right? So the mindset, is very, very important. The things there, when the machines be or something, and one of the country have developed, right? No, we can. Which one try apostle? We use for example, Apostle Kodosa for Kambanka. Oh yeah, how many people don't endorse it in Ghana? Say now, and they say you maintain the oh fine. And if I say I endorse it, a man for queer and shut down for the machines, using my end ton of machines in book. So this is an example. Okay, say yeah, pay your idea. We don't like it. We don't promote our own. We like others. If you are man for to talk cars, shape cars, but look at what this man is doing. No one is endorsing. Or nyam buagu and free baby. Any amount for quite being guys on Baka talk through. So these are the example. Okay, so what is here is that even what we think that we should go and bring it back, someone is already doing. But right? So what is happening? What is happening is the mind of the individuals, we have a problem. We don't as a adeɛ bi afiri fie bi yɛ sɛ we don't like what we have. We always yɛpɛ afoforɔ deɛ because we believe sɛ afoforɔ deɛ no yɛ much better than ours. So there is something wrong with us, with how we think, how we view our relative to be, or how we interact with our society. We have a problem, and it's human beings, it's society, and or what they will do, will help in the development of the civilization. And you see, that is the basic. We don't even have to have machines and all this stuff for us to live a better life. We need the right mindset to live a better life. The Indians and they no machine, but machines and everything was not there, right? But they were living peaceful life. You see, so what we need, we need a change of mindset. Say so now we're trying to sign that things, and we need to eliminate that low vibration from us. That is when we can start to actually become we can actually start to develop the nation. That is why some of us, right? Focus abuchos, hey, we need the me so where do we hear Juma crass, be on motor, mohon or severe. I said, when we go that we feel certain of peace be in the way somewhere as you say, I say, I say, there is the vibration of Rokaka because what we've been used to in our local countries, there. So maybe because was a amount for years or maybe a human paper down no concerning and all this kind of stuff, right? But or cobble in honor, everything is fine. We're feeling good, and people can be testify so how they view their work, how more related to human act. Aside of say the racism, they love what they do, they endorse what they do. Omoye and teacher being our uncle, so who cost rate than or Bible with the say, right? Yeah, institute are you there?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I'm listening.
so that is it. So we need to start from the thinking, no, how we view, how you're doing, that higher vibration, no, is where we need to strive from. How the attitude go, right? We understand that machine will when you say my brother no machine, we all compare the life to our brother somehow. Some of us. So they think that your machines your cars and has to be cost, right? But any pan you do more. Enipa na ɛbɛba abɛde ɔmo nsa bɛba abɛhyɛ ase enipa na ɛde ɔmo sika bɛhyɛ ase na ɔmo de ɔmo sika bɛhyɛ ase no if ɔmo adwene no or they are not in the right state of mind now when I say right state of mind they are not vibrating in enough to know the or to foresee or to actually understand that who he or she is and who you are say yɛn nyinaa yɛbɛka nsa abom na yɛ bibi amenya pagya no see your cover from home for you know the base near the magana for some monya because obia ye libre so can libre any other and kabumu we don't have in kabumu you see these are all stuff we need to work upon before we can even start with the inventions, okay, and then invention also have a problem or I have something to say, okay, like I've been into many platforms and they'll be like and I'm gonna for now more practices. I won't go no for machines and man don't make a car. I was like, what? People think Oko na no go kunya car who need the Obama Baba station. Na car Baba please. I just had a deal. And it's not so Oko I be a laptop. Oko a laptop. Okay, laptop. Laptop. Buy another base laptop needs work. No, please. This is a live work. I mean, you are going there to learn how this being done. Say, can our partner amount for the car inventions, machines, can amount for. On your physics, we don't do physics. On your, you don't understand anything about mechanics. You don't understand anything about anything. Now, maybe we a businessman. Also, call ya, no, we go to and I won't view grass. I would be it is a time, it is a learning process. And it's all called now they attend them there, and everybody have its own Obia will not be all year that or Obia what things he needs to be done. So to can crown or mobile and keep it to take this knowledge, as you move there, then we are good to go. Because on audio, he can spend time and even go to school. Like for example, your fan for me to say Nikola Tesla, Thomas Edison, Einstein, Monet, those people, though they most of them have the ability to get in out of their body and get into and start planes or realms which contain these technologies and they bring it back here and they do it. Now, why were they able to do it? The reason being is they were already on that field.
Mm.
Nikola Tesla no or that or your electrical way, I think that was
Yeah, yeah.
that was in the field. It will be a good no shall say all the more invention back. And the field got that into a car, okay, check back. No, they're baby. But oh no, baby, I will call Uko sua nursing. Uko
book
school
on a
nursing
hey,
adwuma ho.
book mo
Aha.
money there hey.
Nursing ho de na wonnim anything about physics, anything about mechanics. You don't know anything about even computer. You don't know. So how are you going to do it? And they just all quiet and according to them, they show three now. Why are loud? Why are Einstein? No,
After
that
now the
baby.
build it.
No. So I am say Abrofono can do this machine data. Yeah, they can do because some of them are on the field already. It's in
Mm,
Okwa because on Okon planes in Okon, the machines are there. The blueprints of how to do it are there. Into what we know the concept of maybe how to do a car. Now we need how your kicker, I don't know, we need CBS, your best year, we need CBS tiles and we need pie, car tile, we need how. So how are you going to do it? We can show you the blueprint, but we need the foundational knowledge of it. You cannot actually do it unless you start from the basic. And you only overcome the piano, and fine, it's good. But we need to understand that there is so much at stake in here. You see, because the reason we are doing all this, the projection thing, and you say, oh, fine, people do it for that reason, but the other reason too, because we know the soul is at stake. There's so much incarnation traps and all this stuff where you need to learn to escape. So what you are learning is on the soul level to liberate your soul. So there is so much things to be done. Okay, before we can even move on to the next step. But there are people too, they can, you know, on life in here, they can do it. If that is like what you like, you can go in, out, and every day, the inventions and go on. Right? You can do it if that is fine. But it is, you, a very, very hard, kakra, so we need that show. Unless, I don't know, also, she be as a fool. You shall say free mathematics and all these calculations and, physics and all this basic stuff before you can actually get in touch or get in line on how you can bring the knowledge. Because what can blueprint? Yeah, the symbol will be at work, on the symbol, and I say, yeah, the at work, on the say. How are you going to do with that? And
mm.
remember, we are still in creation. You have not actually attained self-realization. Since you are in creation, you are still limited. You are using the mind. You see, so you need to go through all this process. Symbol, yeah, the are to symbol way X, Y, see your machines, There's a can or a bit just here where X is equal to the distance, this. Also, suppose you don't know anything about maybe this or something, right? So how are you going to do it? You see, so what we are saying is
Mm.
that I think people have been asking me this question. I was like, bro, because we started, bro, oh, your project started our own for when we do as what? Everybody have the goal is not one. And
Uh-huh.
then yeah, is it you want to say something?
Yes, it kind of remembers. I remember I had an experience, and in that experience, no, it was saying exactly what you're saying. It said, um, as a soul, no, you have the ability to do everything. So it's where you've developed to as a person, no, it's like that's where your attention is. So you're so kind of gather information around that thing. No?
Mm,
And if you are going to learn something in the in and out, it's going to be based around what you have built around yourself. And then I'll
yeah,
quite a bit kind of zoom into okay, we will be oh yeah, maybe computers and be zoom into maybe computers aspect, not when your
yeah,
information from that area. So you need to have a field that you
yeah,
already working in before you
yeah,
can get information about that.
yeah. Because car no, and one aspect too. Push car man, your lighting system. You need to learn about electricity. You engineer the power about you your even coding can how we code some, we program some mechanisms be and some screen no hell or maximum or machines in there driving my these are all full of computer codes. So one of some people also need to be doing computer engineering too as part of the basics because social media cars need people back home record that no better now now. You'll be on your engine. I think there are people who specify in the engine aspect. So engineer the power going back. Okay, we
Okay,
can
so
do it.
let me
We are
ask
not.
it. Let me ask it a question this way. can someone in Serbia obi oni bibia, right? The person has not studied anything. So nipa koro ne say ono de obeye ayaresa and also obeye healing. So and also so yeah something and they say we dey here bia. It doesn't require you
No,
to know a lot. And one so part in a culture say healing.
yeah,
You know about no obey.
mm, yeah. So that one you can do. It depends on you. On the inner walls is very large. Okay, it depends on what you want to do. And remember, these are all byproducts. This is not the goal.
Mm-hmm.
People think the goal. This is not the goal. This is just the byproduct of it. Maybe along the way, now be a better hobby. The goal is to escape the reincarnation trap. Because anyway, all this thing is just an illusion anyway. You have caught it all right. But maybe we can leave something. Okay, that is why people think okay, you can leave or do something here. Fine. But focus that is then you are going to be lacking somewhere. Because to escape this, this matrix, or to escape your soul, make your soul escape from this matrix, there are a lot of things you need to learn. This is continuously something you need to be doing continuously every day and learn about yourself and the universe before you can actually escape the matrix. Okay? But son of a kind, we can have people, then a better byproducts, then they can do it. And also so no and at the chance so one day now, but okay, it is going to take some time. Okay, so yeah, so we cannot do it, but we need time. And that's what I mean, what I want to remove from people's head is it. It's not that when you go now, I'm not going to far position with now they're about yet. It's not how it works. Everything the moment you go into the inner, now, oh, hallelujah, you have all the knowledge. And then this is you that.
I'm
Then
here, yes.
let me say this, okay? The technology that white are using, okay, so in the 80s, I think it is the 80s or the 70s, I've forgotten about. There was a deal which went on where these extraterrestrials, the Greys, gave this some of the governments, okay, they gave them technology in exchange of human experiments. So the aliens give Earth, they give us technology, and the deal was that they are going to take some of the people on this planet and then and do experiment on them, hybrids on them. So that technology is what we are using right now. The screen technology. Okay, the screen
Okay.
technology from yeah. It was handed to us by the extraterrestrials. And some knowledge
Right.
about yeah. And about time travel machines, holographic machines, uh, no clocking machines. Okay, and they did a project. When you read about or you go search about project Pegasus, okay, and then the Montauk project, they'll tell you when the government, the deep state. This was the 80s. This was so the time travel machine and the teleportation machine, was actually done, or they actually do it through the work of Nikola Tesla and Edison, their kind. Like Nikola Tesla
Okay.
was having different portal machines and machines that will take you to another, So they start doing all these experiments where they even create something called the Montauk chair, where you sit on a chair and you project your consciousness out. Okay, and time travel machines and time traveling. They did have they were time traveling even into this was interdimensional travel also, from this maybe from one planet to the other, and also
So
from
these are
different.
not these are not knowledge that came from the inner one can say no inner no the buy. It's just
No,
knowledge
no,
that
no.
was handed down.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Some of the knowledge is coming from the extraterrestrials. Oh. But what they are doing is now, okay, the technology Earth is right now possessing is about the deep state. It's about 500 years ahead of us. The technology, okay. And that is why the AI and the stuff and most of the technologies are coming out quickly on this timeline because it kind of, there is a stuff going on where they need to bring the whole stuff very, rapidly. But still now they are trying so many kaka kaka. Okay? Yeah. So this time machine portals and um, time traveling to the past, to the future. This is 18 so 17 so look, this was the 17th they start doing this experiment. Very long time. The 18th time machine cloning. This is a very long time. Okay, so there is so much, and most of the technologies were being handled by the aliens, the reptilians and the greys. Most important, the greys. Okay, the screen technology for sure I know come from the greys. Okay, the screen technology and all this stuff. So yeah, that is it. So don't make people think so. Yeah, some of them come from the inner. Some people too did brought some of it up, but the most advanced ones is most of them come from the extraterrestrials. Okay,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think we need to
Right.
find time and you dig deep into that project and what they did and all this. These people were doing clocking, but clocking technologies. Oh, this is so advanced. So they were using it on a ship.
When you
Okay,
say
where
clocking, what does that mean? Is it?
ebe clocking unhu no ogyina hɔ a unhu no so ogyina hɔ.
Oh, okay. The
Clocking.
disappearing thing, no.
Yeah, disappearing. Ogyina hɔ nso
Yeah.
unhu no hwɛ unhu so obi gyina hɔ. I think I
Okay.
did
Okay.
post. Yeah, no me using the whole ship. Of one of
Right.
them, so one of their ship could disappear. They disappeared because of say they couldn't see the ship anymore.
That's
And the
quite
time
interesting.
travel, yeah, and then time traveling machines and portals and all that. They were traveling back in time and traveling to Mars and the project is Project Pegasus. This is something it is out there. Everybody can go and look at it. Project Pegasus, okay, and
Okay.
the Montauk project, okay, and see what this was the 17th. It was a very long time they did this, and then So look at even from that 19th or 18th, they were doing cloning people, doing the time traveling, interdimensional travels, and So look at that time, not for comparison, made to this time, the improvement they have actually made. Okay, yeah. So we can do all this. Okay, we cannot do this. Uh, and before because I will be one if you to them. Okay. Media and there are so much going on in the background because whatever is actually happening, there are people, black people, there are some people, leaders be they all know what is going on. Some of them are selling us out. These are all happening, but people does not know, right? Um, yeah, so there are people here who know what is actually going on in the universe. Boma Yoman, right? Is it open? I'm saying big people. How we all know them. Okay.
Okay. Media, I don't know. I don't know them. Oh. Can you mention one?
Maybe I don't know anyone. Yeah, yeah. So, send them a kind, because there are so many things to be done. There are people casting spells 24/7 on us. There are these Luciferians and demons and all these being usurping our energies. Omo gwa won't even know more empam or won't
Any of
even
them come here,
yeah it's yeah individual yeah ngasi ehu nipa kora na ye hwi ni akora no ayi ni hwi no bo no na nyɔnko tan wotim sɛ obi oni hwee so na ne nyɔnko tan ne pɛ sɛ oku no koraa firi ɔba no gyesi kɛse ɔba no wɔku no kɛkɛ wokɔ so kɛkɛ koraa no yɛ ne ya so then ɛberɛ ade no bɛba so a technologies no bɛba so ne sɛ yɛbɔbɔbɔbɔ yɛho nyinaa ɔyɛ ano de bɔmba toɔ so the mindset is what is most important so we need to work on liberating ourselves from the mental slavery on that low vibrational thinking the division.
And you think that this kind of knowledge is what will actually help
Yeah,
bring about that?
definitely. It helps. It is actually going to liberate people from it. If you
But
start
here's
having
the
projections,
case.
Mm-hmm.
here's the case that even if this is the knowledge that is going to bring
Mm-hmm.
that liberation, no, it's
Mm-hmm.
also frowned upon because of the religious systems that is being set in place in the country.
Yeah,
So how is this going to help? Because one way we are trying to help by sending the message out there, but the other way is people are already the mindset of the people are occupied with other stuff.
yeah,
So
yeah. So
how do
that is
we break through that?
that is the tricks. That is the tricks. Um, so, how do we solve a problem? Okay, in order to solve a problem, you need to bring the problem on the table, see the root of the problem, see the solution of the problem, see the fastest way to solve the problem, the slower way to solve the problem, and dive deep on why and the effect the problem have had on the people. Okay, so we need actual, we need to know where the solution lies, something that can cut across, you see. And as a different people have different mindsets, okay? And then when we talk about the projection things, I mean, that would have been the easiest, the fastest. Because then we can have people learning about the machine stuff to bring it down. We can have people learning about the histories. We can have people dealing with different entities who are harming us, right?
Mm,
Then the truth, is going to be on the surface. No one is going to lie about everything. We know the truth. So this is a deliberately thing that is being done to us to actually not us being awake. And there are some people when we talk about they don't even know how the protection is going to work. They think it is about the government, right? Or they think about just talking about the government and this and doing this. That is what is going to solve the problem. Yeah.
okay.
So we have systems. Okay. Now the system we are dealing with, no, as a black people, or the system in general around the world, or the matrix, is within a bigger system. And this bigger system is within a bigger system, and this because is within a bigger system, and the whole system, what is going is doing, is not make you. It all boils down to is all boiled down to not making you realize who you are as a soul. But the moment you realize who you are, I'm gonna focus on Christianity and I'm gonna be. That is the
Mm,
tricks to the whole game. So people are trying to find the answers in an external aspect of themselves, thinking that that is where the solution lies. In two cases, a projection, oh, I call myself. Oh, no, 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 you know what? Projection is about spirituality or something. Right? But there's a natural phenomenon everybody goes through. You see? So, so many people have so many different ideas. You see? And we need to find the cause of the problem. We need to cut it down. And the cause, people think is the white people, all this kind of stuff. Where it runs deeper than that. Okay, the actual beings, interdimensional beings from other planets who are involved in all this kind of stuff going on. You see, yeah,
mm,
and even the governments, they are under a bigger, authorities. So there are so much things, so much stuff going on. But you know, what we will say is the knowledge of the self, will actually liberate us as fast as possible. What we need right now, no say, Ghana and Hano, it's not about technologies or it's not about this or that. What we need right now, is the mindset, say, change your perceptions, how you want the reality to be. Diamond, literature, ne yɔnko kɔ so ano jealousy, that lower vibrations na ɛma obi bɛyɛ adeɛ koraa ne yɛ brɛ no ase ehu sɛ ɔnyɔnko kɔ so koraa na ɔpɛ sɛ ɔsɛ that vibration na ɔsi yɛyi firi yɛ hɔ yɛnim or yɛyi firi yɛ tim. If you are not been able to do that, no matter what somebody will come and do, there will be people
Then
who will try to destroy it.
looking at what you're saying, that means that, and also so a bit chill, because then the way the country is now divided in terms of states of consciousness, one said, they say, even though we are trying to come out, most are trying to come out of religion, or even almost coming out of religion, and also see a problem, because again, there are so many different areas in the spirituality world now. It
Mhm.
doesn't promote this idea of oneness. It doesn't promote this idea of
Yeah.
the concept of the soul. No? So then
Us-
we are jumping from frying pan to the fire. I say, yeah, free
yeah.
back, so they called the so
Yeah.
more worse than
Yeah.
the previous one.
So so hear what we are doing now. At the background, we are promoting oneness because we say when you know who you are, everybody is an aspect of you. Obi, everybody is you. So love your neighbors as yourself. This is what we are trying to promote at the background of the teachings we are doing. These are all part of it, and that is what we are lacking. You see, because again, nipa no ba betena akonnwa no so koraa na he ono no busuafo ne ade na wɔdwene ho. There's a separation.
Yeah.
Obiara wofo obi koraa so wɔyi w'adwuma ma koraa na ɔpɛ so wɔbia wo sika no koraa na kyerɛ sɛ the mind that mindset no ɔn sɛ obi ka sɛ ɔbɛkɔ buroni kurom ebi ni hɔ ɔmo deɛ ɔmo nte saa ne ade yes. It is not say technology in the country no cost so. It's part of it, but the Emma country no cost no more no is the mindset now they are having towards their fellow human beings. So we had the Obabu Amna Koso, a Jumasi or sending in our or my Jumania Kama, send on to be when Sabaquano, no South Konano. As a Munkumina is not much within them.
Mm.
And that's what that very, very high vibratory mindset now. That is where that is where civilization starts to thrive, or where that is where civilization start to develop as a nation.
Mm. And looking at, say, if that's the case, then looking at the trajectory of where our country is, then we have a long way to go.
Yeah, that is it.
We have a long
You
way
see,
to
they
go
say,
because
what the mama young call for mobile has it. No monko ye omuko sia machines or whatever say omuko use no technology no mo famra. And let's see. Government no kura be shuttle down. Me say onyonko bi ni kura be shut. Ghana hampo
yes,
omega be before
yes,
mpo a.
yes. I remember during one of our sessions, a brother did ask, said, what we are doing is actually good. So why don't we open schools? Nanka yen enkolana omo these abilities, omo psychic abilities already, no.
Yeah.
Nanka yen to omungu school, we nanka yen church and
Mhm.
um, as the person was saying that, this came into mind. X-Men. I say X-Men. Omo gather kids with different abilities, and then they teach them. But in
Yeah.
that, at the same time that they were trying to teach them to basically help protect the country, government no
Mm.
go attack you.
Me say
So
obi de be
in one
business
of
o. Because when you be creating machines, this is you are getting into the business sector,
mm,
bro. The eh, tax is quite better to this and no we could have what do we grumble you? And then nipa kura no mbeso wasene no mbi sika ne behye wase se chale enye we na ebeduru baabi no mo ankasa so kura so se bre wase and say kasa munkumunya ene o de sika hye mu kasa nti ona wo say oh that mindset no because I think you know what I'm talking about. Everybody who is watching know what I'm talking about. So
mm,
until so we dey use that way every month, we are not going anywhere.
I think I
Ebi sim de
understand.
ma yeah, obi kwa ka say mo ma abibifo nyina e de man fa ne Ghana na mo. Ye fa Ghana for go to US, New York, na New York for me ba. Also mo develop ha within a 1 year. Na ya
We
ba
didn't,
was e
yeah,
o.
you never start back.
E ba was e o mbo. Ya ga say we have to improve. It is the mindset, you see.
uh,
Yeah, and I think with this knowledge, we can actually
so
find who we are and our true self. And finding the true self, there will not be need of selling me across all the time. There's no need, say. in your course because everybody is reflection of everybody. The universal love of oneness. So nyonko ba kokoswa, you're also going up.
Yeah, yeah.
Division.
So
I
I
will
think.
you too much. There is so much division in the families. Ghana hampo a division. And that's for and this and that's for me is it and for me is it and this there is a division. There's no oneness and what the young fan of young brother down. Abusua grad there is no oneness. And this and that and this. There's a separation and everywhere.
Mm,
And that is the almost as a divide and conquer, right?
yeah.
You cannot build a country where there is a division. When him so when is something into Odia Basanto, also Odia Kowe, also or yeah, I don't know, and kind of also Odia Conquer. There is a division in the ethnicity. So how are we going to do it?
Mhm.
Yes, yeah, do I know they no become minds of the same. Some minds on the government back about another one on call or from Basu no you win in no so the or so the yamba. So what is it?
Mm, yeah, I
There's a
understand.
the division. So until we get over, I don't know, say someone more UK, me say na from your more there, me I don't know. You know, call that. Maybe I'm more UK, son of more.
Mm. It's quite different. I see difference, a big difference in the mindset between the people here. Even our own people cry, no, not all of them. Some of them, yeah, bahanum na we adapt the mindset of the people, no, because
Yeah,
I say so one adapt here, because you be operating on a low vibration whilst everybody is operating on a high vibration. See,
me so
one
non
adapt
ku
it
bi
to the
ni o
system.
che na de na wo je no person o use no no or the be go any man use o use no e dey I don't know. There's so much something going on the head, right? So when in terms of how is a country going to survive without this?
Saa the person minkuminya ten no cry will say o person will go into the inner no cry. Saa person minkuminya ideology no cry no de beko because of so okono ko hu bibi ono nko anim
Yeah,
na
thank
oba
you. Like
na
even what we are doing, Obi to say,
yeah.
oh, see this, oh, because people sell it. You can see this, right? The idea of say, mo, be back because you know one is no on bill. Even when you're free to go, people will say, oh, I do consider that you will say this kind of, all right? The division person, that idea, no, do was when India or one or a shaman and back. No, 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 man, going and the other, or one on the bush for no money way, or the bush of no money way. Now, standing by into the ethnicities, any Ashanti, no Yama Ashanti, we are no more. You could see that even the kinship staff, no crowd, or more, or the idea of power, or be a paman, the on the Yakase. So now, bro, from San Omtianka, or multi develop it.
And imagine, I've thought about something, even a addressing system, no, address system. To say, nka the whole Ghana obiara fie benya address, right? So sadly, yeah, we need unity, but for the last, I think I conceived that idea in 2012. Said, um, if someone wants to build, for example, a company like Amazon in Ghana, right? Now, or recruiting most of the ọmọ of Ghana kakra na ọmọ turn them and not them about our platforms, and then people can order online. So be order online. How is the person even gonna trust the driver? Say driver na the idea ni baka command if on fee. Oh.
It's quite interesting, but people think sir, it is the idea of sir we using um you know strength to be to solve. This is not the solution. We are developing something. We want to develop. What is the basic of cooperation or we no be cooperate there? What the thing now even ball mukra by you're from a team. You are working together. We are trying to develop something as a nation. If we don't have the mindset. When there is not a unity, where we have what? How are we going to do it? You see, so there is so much going on, but I'm not from penny say. Oh, me yana come say government be na say. I'm how no more pen. Because them say government do
Mm.
the basis where that is where you home better or you through. Fine, they are part of the problem. Fine, it's good, but you know we cannot rely all of them on the whole problem on them. They are doing okay, fine, but what can we also do?
And I
Because we
think
have
say
many people or mobile businesses were hard. We're no government needs anymore. Business na wabɛyɛ na nyɔnko nipa government bi ama yi o so adwuma ni Ghana nto bi ebi kyerɛ sɛ na obi ansa bɛkɔ na no nyɔnko bi bi ni ama adwuma no ɛsɛ
so.
ne
What about the hard time, exposing the actual truth? Say this is exactly what is going on. Nti Charmaine, obiara nyi n'ani na on ne deɛ as in we know say there is so much going on in the country, right? But then most people attribute it towards the government as a abandon say na abandon say, right? So you and I and most people that are on this path, we
yeah
know say there's a higher power that the government are, you know, are more
yeah
responding to, right?
yeah
But most people are not aware.
mm.
And see, maybe for us to change the mindset of the collective, is it possible say Betinia can say, okay, Obi anti say pa na ekoso, right? The
Yeah.
mudi mani ato almost say mo baby, Anka o de unimu omutiri masama anka. Wape poison bi anu
Yeah,
mo
also,
bukra.
also, we can do all of them. We can do all of that, right? We can actually definitely do all of that. But yeah, you know, we not still. Also, the program, the effect, is still in everybody's head. The effect so
Mm,
of a so nyano ho no wo bia obi wokɔ saa nantini twitwa ne jealousy ne saa nneɛma no ne yɛ kɔ so na yɛ nyan that programming is still running through almost everybody ɛnyɛ
mm.
nyinaa right is most of us is running in our head okay Senka we don't have that idea now then they could have been businesses without the government don't make them money or metal but many businesses and can survive
Mm-hmm.
you see but this is and the private sectors and also is very very important. Also, come on, how you can say now the private way, business is not very much there. Government in the near could be right, and is it not that how it works, right?
Anka if private no doors to change governments need na anka ebe boa bebree, but it seems
Uh-huh. Some of US, some of I think most of the private in are very very you know
yeah,
they even
there's a lot of
competitions because I
private.
know private there. But hano, boss way private no the bar. Nyonko bibini kogu no sika na ɛbɛba no wɔkɔwia nti ɛne na ama private na aba fam no
Yeah.
nka aborɔfo no nkɔ ɔmo mindset te sɛ yɛ na ɛna sɛ nka ne business private business ɛna sɛ nkɔ ɔbɛwia sika no nyinaa right but you see agya yɛbɛka aka we can just do what we can do it is just helping some of us to liberate ourselves nti ɔmo a ɔmo
Okay.
pɛ machine ne technology no if it is, I don't know, say it's for the government or sorry, it's for the country development, yeah. Then you do because before that thing can come in, we need and repentance in that, you know, um, in
Ehia
that
adwen
very
sakra.
mindset, the way we think.
Ehia adwen
We need to
sakra.
change it. Aha. I think that's the perfect word. Administration. Aha. You see? And sakra na abansa na ebegyina. And I'm saying, I'm be example. There is somebody always doing this. There is somebody always doing this. How many have you seen say that person, the product is being advertised or being endorsed? And I say, your moody sika ko shemo. There's nothing. Won't team when you see a brother wanting in campo. They are or you about wanting in campo. You see, so there is so much going on. Yeah, and this is
Okay,
some of the
okay.
stuff we need to be doing.
I think that this one has helped a lot of people to kind of understand exactly what we are dealing
Mm.
with. Even it's our own
Yeah.
year if
So
you are not on the path or so
yeah.
projection
So
cry.
next time we will try and continue, bro.
Yeah, so I think that maybe next time no we'll go deeper into other stuff. And are you going to go deeper into
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'll go a little deeper into the deep state and the matrix a little bit, and so that people will know what is actually taking place. Yeah.
okay, okay. Because I think that if people get to know now a bit more I said because they don't understand what's actually going on or mafa bibia class and when you don't know what is going on and you're ignorant of what is behind the curtains no, whatever you are seeing in the public
Yeah,
no so offer and not as the truth and then they be over wrong. So maybe next time no go deeper then our viewers no will start to
hmm.
understand say our problem now here face a very very serious than what it seems to be, and this kind of knowledge is what people actually need
Yeah,
for now for them to liberate the mind. And once you liberate the mind that's when you can actually start getting good
yeah.
results.
So the problem now is two. It's many, but what we are dealing with, no, sir, the system we are dealing with have a problem, and the apart from the system, the individual, the civil individuals, what the system, is having a problem. So we are solving two things, but the system there is outside. We can solve the system when we have solved the self first, because the self have a problem, and the system to have a very big problem. But we understand that when we solve the self first, because we cannot leave the self there and go and do the system, because the self
Mm,
is what we are going to use to even overcome the system. So if the self is not in balance, if the self is not being actually liberated, then how can we even go outside to help the system?
mm,
So,
mm.
so we need to work on the self first, and that self will give us that balance where we are going to liberate ourselves from this negative vibration or carrying. My friend negative vibration because it also I don't know why people you know I don't understand, right? But people do it. If we can liberate ourselves from that aspect now, then we are good to go. Because the system in itself, we are making the system even alive. Because without
Yeah.
us, and where is the system?
Mm-hmm.
So in a way, the system is even us. The system is a perception, it's a reality, it's all within us.
Yeah.
So when we are solving the self, when we are liberating the self, then yeah, the above at the same time.
So it's all about trying to
Yeah.
say if I understand that,
This is
then now no, it's about pushing this message out there for a lot of people to basically get the message, and then they here right now.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. People talk a lot about the government, about Ghana, and the Koso, and the and I wonder if they've actually find the problem of it all. People talk about Ghana a lot. Now Ghana, you say in Africa, they say in Africa, they say, okay, what is the solution, or what can we do? It all goes to the self. What is going on in the person's head? What the person thinks about. how the person view reality to be. Send you who yonko, send you who no. Not that person, meaning the lower vibration. No, we are entangled. That is what is making us do this, or that is what is making us being on this very situation right now. And we understand a honor is a problem because that one too, no, they are start going on the back scene, which is actually making us do this, which is influencing the way we act.
Mm.
You see, so it's a whole complex thing. But when we can do or we can learn about the self and we can liberate the self, when I'm saying the self, now I'm talking about the mind, how we think, say negative vibration. You know, that is what I'm talking about. Because the system in itself is the individuals. Without the individual, what is the system? Ghana, you see, Ghana even where is the system? So the
Yeah.
system is also what's in a way.
So you've touched on something that Yamfa and Onye a teaser for next week, our next episode. No, you mentioned
Okay.
say the individuals. No, there's something behind the scene. I push here to do the things that we are doing. No. If I
Yeah.
talk, I don't know. Waiting me about hockey to be just to end the session for today.
Yeah, Hona Yakasi now it is getting a little bit deeper, right? To the whole idea people think, you know, what we call the lower astros. There's so
Mm,
much going on. Yeah, there's so much going on in the background about different entities. Apart from your problem here, of course, there were different entities visuals who are they also, doing all this kind of stuff to us. And we should not we should not blame them that they are the one causing us to do it because we have the ability to stop what they are doing.
mm-hmm.
We are actually kind of accepting what they are doing to us. What
Because
we
of
all
ignorance.
need to do, thank you. That is why I was saying because when we say some beings are when they and obi thinks oh when I am me and them and then me you be and then you be obi no baby now influencing my me. Please, that is not what we are saying. That is remote influencing, right? They are doing something to influence you to do something, but you have the ability to stop it. You have the ability
Mm,
to say no, and that is what you need. Is so no. It's just stopping what you're doing. So what time you now? Just stop it, guy. That is all. Just say no. Is it a hard thing?
to some
And
people,
some
it
guy
is.
you do know. Thank you. So they enjoy the act of doing it because it's just a matter of saying no. Okay, we need a course. Okay, fine. And the mentality. That is all. Or many of us, oh, hey, now what? Oh, on 90 picture. Okay, let me stop it. And I don't know what that is the solution. Yeah, black magic be or I don't know
Here deliverance. Yeah.
ancestors for you know maybe you know no maybe this is a mindset. You need to change it. Instead of me fun said me talking about the knowledge of the soft. You see what I'm talking about? So we talk a little bit about that, about these entities. We understand there are black magics and stuff going on at the background of the scenes, right? Yeah. But we are not going to give them that they are the reason for our downfall. No. They are also part of it. And we can learn to say no. And through these practices, even when you get into the projection, then I'm because then we are black magic meaning is done. We can actually liberate ourselves from there. Now, we use the trick of demonizing this kind of act.
Mm,
You see the tricks? Because that is where
yeah, yeah.
liberation, most of, I think 70 or 90% lies on that act, that aspect of having connection with the inner world or different universe or different world or
Put me a
different world.
panel to me Pia just almost to it. And
Thank you.
so because
I don't
of
know,
that,
demonize no, see gateway no. It even say, Okona go for machines, but Omuhom use a demon, I go for to no, the way machine. Right? People say that, you see? So it's a whole lot we need to change before we can even bring stuff from the inner to here.
okay. I think that and then yeah, we've touched on a lot of things and it's been a great
Mm,
episode. And in our next
yeah.
episode, no, I think that the mysterious man.
Hey, is it you, please? When one mark will be a mobile, that one and they will need to.
Yeah, Oveko
Yeah,
deeper for us to know microphone or more background now, or more ethical to
yeah.
do the
And
things
then I
that we
think
are
the other
doing.
time I did touch a little bit on the Zoom here, yeah, right? Oh no, no, on the Zoom. I think the Zoom or the Telegram,
On
which
the
is
Zoom,
Wednesday.
yeah, last Wednesday.
Yeah, yeah, last Wednesday. I was like, bro, at the top of the game, and on our can now, yeah, because
Yeah,
we
yeah,
in program that
yeah,
above
yeah.
when but yeah, but because I will record it through to them. At the top of the game, it's like people with color like me and you, from the background. We didn't go as some of them using these people above as a puppet. I'm going to introduce you the idea of racism to making you thinking, I'm gonna yeah, but the uncomfortable part behind the scenes. I'm going to be
The,
more,
so the fancy, yeah, fancy, yeah, fancy.
yeah, how they because of how we done because people have been believe so much that is the white, right? And they don't come
Yeah.
in there because they think that everybody who is black like you or black skin is the same thing like you. No,
Mm.
the person may be black. That is the at the end as well. That is also one of our problems. You see, it doesn't mean that the person is black, the person is, on your side. No. Abobeka on the front to me. I like that Benedict with this teaching there. I'll be using that proverb about the cow and front to me. You see, because kind of wonder the time these people were coming here. Almost people have some stories. Almost on the group and I'm in the so I don't know what to
Mm.
was what anyway. My friends were. Yeah, isn't
The
there
fancy, yeah.
always what about people who are shit inside the wall? Yeah, 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 I have a dad, I know what you You see? So
Come na. Come ni ama na hwehwe keke. No de hwe ni.
uh the one is kind of crazy, but you say, no, you need an egg or fill any egg or maybe issue against that. And that is the raw fact. But that is how it is. That is how it is. And at the top of the game, there are people on black like me and you. I'm gonna tell you, the black
I'm so
moss,
sorry. As I say,
the
yeah,
dirty,
more
sorry, the
power
dirty
kakra bi.
moss. Yeah, the dirty moss.
Yeah, to say I'm
You
more
see?
power kakra bi no so didi no.
I think next podcast I have to get very deep on this stuff because this stuff is sensitive. So
De
yeah,
yes o ya mpasa mo ya de ho jo.
the idea over there. Yeah, to tell the conscience and yes, we do. Yes, I go your phone can get there. I saw
Oko
the issue.
oko ya ho gang man bi then.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the
So
ti
it's more
very
like a word to a wise is have to be enough for the wise
enough.
person. Wisdom, right? So the words and the small words, you need to be able to expand on those small words, okay, as a wisdom, as a wise person, right? And understand what is actually going on anywhere. Yeah,
All right. Thank you very much for this episode. Our listeners, we will see you in our next episode,
yeah.
and we will see what we can do because our teacher has a lot to unpack. So, thank you all, and we'll see you next time.